stupid ass cotton picking YouTube. And I'm keeping the faith. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm keeping the faith. Do 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 do. How did that go? Has somebody sampled that? The Sleepwalkers theme, the fucking 1980s Stephen King movie that hardly anybody remembers. Somebody sampled that shit. I bet it has been sampled in a rap song. If it hasn't been, dude, I'm gonna learn Fruity Loops and I'm gonna make a beat. Da na 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 na. Da na 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 na. Song tastes so good, huh? Huh? Keep seeing someone buzzing around, man. I'm ready to fucking go. I'm ready to get down. Doo-doo. Why is life so tedious? Oh man, I don't know. I tried to think of a fucking good answer, but I really don't know. My first thought was, if you think that life is ultimately tedious, it's probably because you're a boring person who focuses on the tedium and not on the good things. But that didn't sound right. What do you think the AFL-CIO president dying means for the future of labor? I don't know. It depends on who he's replaced with. I think a lot of people miss the point of the Matrix. Like, the arrangement in the Matrix is presented by Morpheus as this completely and utterly inhumane reality. But in actuality, if you look at what the machines created for human beings, they were clearly tailor-making the experience so that human beings would not know the difference. Trying to give people interesting arcs to their lives, trying to give people more freedom and less freedom. They were experimenting to try and find what's a perfect mode of being for human beings. Agent Smith talks to Morpheus about it in that, famous kind of monologue to him. The "it's the smell" monologue, where he talks about how their initial inclination was to create a paradise for human beings. But human beings didn't accept it, and they lost entire crops of human beings because they would reject the program. And through their experimentation, they came to understand that human beings were a species that was defined by their suffering. And that's a philosophical point that it's hard to argue against. Hello, baby. How are you?
I said, let finish it up. I felt up to it.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you. They're not really controlling the humans. Not in every way that matters to a human being. Like, we are our sensory perception. So if you think the Matrix robots are controlling the humans, you're wrong. That's the whole point. They tried to control the environment of the humans and funnel them towards lives of unending pleasure and happiness. And in the movie, it's stated that the human mind would not accept that program because there was not enough struggle and suffering in it. And so they created a program that was much like modern humanity experiences. In fact, indistinguishable from it in almost every way, in which people had limited autonomy, lived under various oppressive systems, traded most of their lives away for drudge work, and then had these kind of moments of joy that punctuated their lives. And that's the program that human beings would accept. And only a few human beings found themselves at odds with that program. It's over your head. It really isn't. It's not a complex philosophical idea. I mean, it was the first movie to expose people to what would eventually become to be called simulation theory. The idea that it's more likely that we are living in a simulation than living in reality. And this is accepted by a lot of smart people. And that even that's not really hard to understand. It's not. It doesn't require a lot of math. Let's just put it that way. You can insinuate the math. You don't have to actually do it. So scientists don't agree on the probability of life in the universe. Some scientists think that it's likely that it's incredibly rare, and some scientists think that it's likely that it's incredibly abundant. Let's just say that it's somewhere in the middle. I think that's a good middle ground. So let's work from the middle ground philosophically here. Let's say it's somewhere between that. Let's say it's not super abundant, but it's not super rare, and it exists. So on said planets, only a certain amount of them are ever going to develop a species that has sentience. But even if you take that into account, that life-bearing planets are moderately uncommon, and that among those life-bearing planets, sentience is uncommon. You still have, theoretically, due to the math that we've extrapolated from observing the observable universe, right? Theoretically, millions of societies that have attained sentience and some sort of technological mastery over their environment. So even with that very kind of middle of the road assessment of the possibility and probabilities of life in the universe, you've got millions, theoretically, of sentient species. Okay, so what do sentient species do? Well, we can't study other sentient species on other planets, but we can extrapolate a little bit from what we do. We create simulations. We are working feverishly to create more and more integrated simulated reality. So we create video games that are ever more complex and engrossing. VR is now the new kind of horizon for video gaming. This kind of immersion that takes over two of your senses, your sight and your hearing, and immerses you directly into the video game. We create simulations. Microsoft, what do they call it? Microsoft, what's the one that, the flying one that's like totally realistic, has all the gauges? Microsoft Flight Simulator, I think that's it. So, if we extrapolate that out of those millions, multiple millions of societies that have developed sentience and technology, that a couple million of them have developed perfect simulations or nigh on perfect simulations. Seems to be the route that we're heading. If you look at video games back in the 1970s, when it was a game of fucking Pong played on a radar machine, to now, it's clear what the trajectory is. More engrossing, more indistinguishable from reality. So let's just say that there's a couple of million of societies that have developed the ability to model the universe and simulate every aspect of it. That means that, relatively conservatively, there are 1 or 2 million simulated universes and one real one. So let's roll the dice on that. You don't really have to be a fucking Vegas odds booker, right, to figure out your chances of striking a 1 in a million hit. So if you believe that we don't live in a simulation, it's functionally possible that you believe that we have rolled the dice and landed on, you know, fucking the 1 million number on a 1 million sided die, you know? It's like, okay. And that's all there is to it. It doesn't functionally change anything. That's a great thing about simulation theory, is that, like, if it is true, there's no way that we can escape it. If you're a construct that's being studied or just part of a greater simulation, then there's nothing you can do to escape it. So you have to just accept it. And then think about this. It gets even more unlikely, because if you imagine there are a million simulated fucking universes, right? How's this? A million simulated universes. Within those universes, how many of the simulated sentient species that exist have created their own simulated realities? So, in fact, there are likely simulations within simulations within simulations, which means that that million-sided die that we were talking about just became like a billion-sided die. And you need to roll a 1. And that says that you're the 1 in the billion or the 1 in the trillion. What's that small bottle hanging up behind you? Oh, that's a fly trap. I don't know if there's any victims in it yet today. I guess I could go check. Let me go look and see if it's caught. I see some flies buzzing around it, so that's probably a good sign. Let me see if there's any victims in there. Or this thing is bunko. Let's see what we can do here. There we go. Got it stirred up better. Oh, there are a couple of floaters in there. Gross. Yeah, it's working. There's a couple of floaters in there. Mixed in with whatever that stinky shit is that's in there. It's supposed to lure them flies. There he is. Oh, dead fucking balls, dude. The short range salt explosion on that motherfucker. You've buzzed your last buzz. Hey, Paul, lost weight, JK. That's mean. That's just mean. That's just mean commentary. That avails nothing. Why'd you be so mean? What have I ever done to you and yours to deserve that kind of meanness? Paulie Morris. That's a deep meme right there, dude. I am Paulie Morris. Damn. Bat jokes coming like hot and heavy today, dude. I get it. I get it. When Paul says, "What's cracking?" I say the floor. I mean, come on. That's the low-hanging fruit, man. Come on. You're not really sorry. Stuff your sorries in a sack, mister. Whose would win, Kamala or Pence? I don't think it's going to come down to that, but I think Pence might eke it out over Kamala, but I don't know. Like, a lot of people that used to like Pence hate Pence now, so it'd be a tough one. Probably be the least attended fucking presidential election in history, like the least voted in. I think you'd see more people stay home in that election than any election in history. I mean, nobody within her own party likes Kamala Harris. Like, even like the liberal corporatist wing of the party doesn't like her. It's like, well, that's my new method when they like fly and land underneath the table or on the side. Give it a little shaky shake. These fuckers. Yeah, I've seen the pimp on soft white underbelly. I like that channel a lot. Who has better taste on film, Scotty or TJ? I think that's like a silly question. It's like a totally subjective question. Both of those guys really enjoy movies. Both of those guys have defensible takes on the movies they enjoy. And so, I don't know. I agree with Scotty's takes on film sometimes, and I agree with TJ's takes on film sometimes, and sometimes I disagree with both of them. That's one of the reasons that I like movies. Like, if you're willing to just do the work, the basic work of watching a movie and then thinking, writing, or talking about that movie afterwards, you can be a movie critic. The more movies you watch, the more nuanced and interesting your critique becomes. So it's just something that people can kind of passively do. And that's what I like about it. For the longest time, there was this idea that like people had to be film PhDs or whatever the fuck to be film critics. And them days is over, if they ever existed. Did Paul just stroke out? No. Paul's just stoned and got stuck for a minute. My head was in Beauregard land for a minute. Where you at, boy? Sorry. What were we discussing? Dune. Dune. Arrakis. Desert planet. Dune. Arrakis. Desert planet. I know someone who wants to invite you to a radio show. Tell them to reach out to me then. Bum 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 bum. I was thinking of that song, "N Words in Paris," the beat specifically, and how I could rip that beat off. And I just got stuck for a second. That shit's great. Ain't it, Jay? What she order? Fish fillet? Your whip so cold? Ah, this so thang. Act like you'll ever be around motherfuckers like this again. Ball so hard. He has no social media. Well, then how does he know about me? How does he know about me? Do you have social media? Are you his intermediary? Why don't you reach out to me, copy paste his fucking details and shit? Or you can take care of it. Like, I don't understand, dude. Why is it so hard to book a dude? Well, have him like fucking contact me through you or whatever. Have him type up what he wants from me and what he envisions talking about and all that shit. Because I just don't go on people's shows, radio or otherwise. So have him fucking tell me what he's about, where I can find some of his fucking work, etc. I need a whole pitch thing. Not a formal letter, but like give me yeah, does he have email? Have him write you an email and then fucking DM me that shit. Yeah, take out a fucking personals ad. Yeah, dude. I don't understand, bro. There's a guy that wants to invite you on the radio. Okay, well, have him invite me then. Well, he doesn't have any social media. What kind of radio show is this then? Is it an internet radio show? His name is Scoured Hearn. Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. Sounds legit. Scoured. Yeah, dude, send me a fucking telegram. To whom it may concern. Let's just like work it out. Work it out. Yeah, have him page me. Page me 911. A pigeon message, yeah, dude. A homing pigeon just lands out here one day. It's got a little message tied to his leg. I pull it off. He flies back home, and I'm like, "Dear sir, I would like to cordially invite you onto my radio show." Am I inspired by any of Tool's lyrics? There is one stanza of their lyrics that sticks with me harder than like any of their other lyrics. The it's in Sober, and it's I'm just a worthless liar. I'm just an imbecile. I will only complicate you. Trust in me and fall as well. I will find a center in you. I will chew it up and leave. Trust me. I think that describes a lot of people. It's a very poetic way of describing a lot of people. One of those lyrics you can learn from, you know. Whatever you say, man. When am I going to do another Guilty Gear stream? As soon as I can learn how to do a Behemoth Typhoon, 75% of the time I do the input. Not to get in too deep into a Guilty Gear topic, but let's just say last night I played a bunch of matches, and I feel like I lost a lot of the matches that I lost because I tried to do a fucking Behemoth Typhoon and it didn't come out. So I've really got to like work on the inputs for that move so I can make sure that I don't fucking throw out a big slow normal that just gets counter hit. Because that's what happens to me 99% of the time. I go for a Behemoth Typhoon, and what comes out is a big, giant, slow normal move that leaves me vulnerable to somebody's fucking bullshit ass quick fucking counter hit, and then I eat a whole fucking combo of damage if I don't have burst. And one of the things that I've learned about playing Gold Lewis is like he really is a defensive character. Like you're supposed to play him. You're supposed to like really just allow these smaller characters with lower life bars to kind of work on you a little bit, push you into the corner even, and then you just hunt for a counter hit and they eat a fuck ton of damage. And then all of a sudden they're afraid and the mind games start. And that's really where I need Behemoth Typhoon to work for me more than 50%. There's a ranking system in the game, and hacking is, I guess it's probably possible, but not, I wouldn't say it's rampant. Like fighting games are not super easy to hack. I guess you could write like a program that has inhuman reaction time to every move, probably called tool assisted, but you don't really run into a lot of people bothering to do that. No, I'm actually new to Guilty Gear. If I had to pick a favorite fighting franchise, it's probably, I don't know, Street Fighter. I'm a big Street Fighter fan. Yeah, no, I don't play the Dragon Ball Fighter Z shit. It's way too like, I don't know. I'm not the hugest fan of the Marvel versus Capcom type of games, and that's exactly what it is. It's that you don't pick one character, you pick a team of 3 characters, and well, I don't like that. It's too much for me. I prefer the you pick a character, you learn how to play that character really well, and you go heads up. There was a dude that was real mad because I was beating him last night. Like he took the first couple of games off of me, and then I kind of like learned what moves he was doing and learned how to counter them, and he just couldn't win against me. And he kept fighting me, and I kept beating him, and then finally he took another game off of me, and then he quit. And I was just like, man, some ego wrapped up in that shit. I know what that's like though. I feel the same way sometimes. I'm just like, I just want to get one win, and then I'm gonna fucking rage quit out of this, just to prove that I can. Yeah, he took the champion belt home with him, dude. Yeah, I beat that guy. Never mind the fact that it was like 10-5 or some shit. Whatever. I beat that dude. No, I never give a pity win to anybody in a fighting game. I have no pity. I'm a pitiless fucking person in fighting games. I want to destroy you and I want to win. I don't always get there, but I have no pity. What is that from? I have no pity. Fuck. It's from a fucking movie. And I'll be god fucking damned. Oh, it's from fucking Red Dragon. I'm pretty sure it's from Red Dragon. I'm pretty sure Rafe Fiennes says it in Red Dragon. Yep. His blind girlfriend comes over and she remarks on how different it is being with him because most of the time people are nice to her, but it feels like pity. And he tells her, I have no pity. Like in general. But I think she takes it to mean for her. But he's telling her, like, I'm incapable of pity. I never feel bad for people, so you don't got to worry about that with me. You've never seen Red Dragon? Bro, Red Dragon is cool. It's got a great Rafe Fiennes, and I look, dude, I'm just saying the name like he said you're supposed to say the name. Rafe. It's not Ralph. It's Rafe Fiennes. Rafe Fiennes is great in it. It's got a great, small but impactful P.S. Hoffman role. You get Anthony Hopkins reprising his role as Hannibal Lecter. And you get a relatively effective Edward Norton playing the main protagonist in the film. I would say he's probably the weakest link in the film, but tis what it is, I guess. Yeah, dude, Vuren. I'm gonna guess something got lost in the translation from Swedish to English, and that one take 300 seconds. Go back to Google Translate and figure out what happened there. I thought the Hannibal series version of Red Dragon was decent, also. Yeah, I haven't watched the Hannibal series at all. It's one of those things that's on my list because I really like Mads Mikkelsen. I've always had a thing for Mads Mikkelsen. Really since Casino Royale, when he played Le Chiffre.
Have you seen any of it or no?
I haven't even seen a fucking, like, teaser from it. All I've seen is, like, the promotional photos of him
Yeah. No.
dabbing his mouth or whatever.
I watched like the first season of it, I think.
Was it
The first episode was like really disturbing.
good? It should be.
Yeah.
It's about fucking Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I think I enjoyed it for what it was.
Maybe we should get into it.
Yeah.
It's got
been
like
a long time since I haven't seen it since it came out.
it's got like 4 seasons now, I think. Or more. Maybe 3. I don't know.
Yeah. And then we had Mads Mikkelsen in that video game.
Oh yeah. Fucking what was that game called? Death Stranding.
Yeah. Where he had the baby in an egg or whatever.
Yeah. Well, he was BB's father.
Yeah.
Your BB's father, and your BB would have these like, well, whatever. People that didn't play that game are like, "Oh, your BB."
The baby in an
That
egg.
game was so cool in concept and got so fucking grindy and annoying, and it's just so sad. I lost interest in the game just due to the fact that there was so much bullshit involved in playing it that was so repetitive. But the time that I spent with Death Stranding, I enjoyed. Maybe I'll go back and try that film mode for the game where it's not so focused on the bullshit. Maybe it just gives you a few tasks and then you get to watch the story unfold. Because that, like, trying to 4-star or 5-star every little distribution point and shit, like, I have to imagine that there's some fucking reward for that down the line. And so I was really focused on doing that, which just means, like, grinding fucking fetch quests and delivery quests. Fighting scabs over and over and over again.
Yeah, I should have really been clear about like what you actually need to move forward, like the minimum standard.
Yeah, they really should have. Because, like, yeah, I had a lot of people tell me when I quit, when I was talking more about this game, because I was really, like, into it for a while. And then just kind of lost interest. And when I was talking more about this game, people were saying, well, yeah, you don't have to 5-star at all. You know, like, it doesn't really matter, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, the game should be explicit about that then. Like, what's the point of having a whole system that doesn't matter? And then I had people telling me, well, it kind of does matter because you get this or you get more of that, or it's a bet that you get the good ending or whatever the fuck it is. And I'm just like, well, which is it? You know, like the game, I hate it when games are super nebulous about their goals because I hate, like, I don't mind missing something in a game if it gave me the opportunity to explore another route and I just didn't, because that's on me. But when a game obfuscates its like end goal, I don't like the idea of me spending like 90 hours beating a game and then getting the shit ending because I didn't do XYZ. So it leads to this point where I get obsessed with doing everything in the game and then I burn out on a game.
You think that kind of happened with Cyberpunk too?
Cyberpunk was kind of different. Cyberpunk was a real enigma for me as a game because, like, I'm going to be honest with you, I really liked the combat in Cyberpunk most of the time. The options that for character advancement and the different ways that you could go about attacking different groups of enemies. I went that stealthy pistol, short range kind of finisher type of character. That was so satisfying to be basically a ninja. But you could build like this big bruiser character that's all about busting down the walls and heavy weapons and
Yeah. Except those duels, man. Those duels were fucking.
the punch duels sucked.
Yeah.
Until I figured out what the fucking,
Yeah.
because there's like a really easy way to beat them. And there's actually a cheating way to beat them too. But I had to learn the really wonky boxing system in the game to actually beat those. Had I gone another route and gotten like strength and all that and built, those would have been so simple. I've watched people that build like gorilla arms and strength and brutality and stuff. They just fucking 1-2 punch these people and they die. But for a character like mine that didn't have, it was just annoying. And I hate running up against missions that I can't beat. And so I do think in a way that I started to kind of like dislike the game during those segments where it was like, I'm fine with failing something like that 3, 4, 5, even 10 times. But when I'm on my 25th try, I'm just like, just let me beat it.
And then, yeah, you lost money every time too, so it wasn't like a.
Well, I would just reload.
Yeah.
I would go to the guy,
have to do
right?
that.
I would go to the guy, save right before I talked to him, then talk to him, pay him the money, and if I lost, I would reload. So I wasn't spending every dime I had fucking trying to fight the guy, and then eventually I beat them all. The funny thing is like the final dude, the big bad boxer guy that's at the end of all that is the easiest guy. It's ridiculous. Or maybe I was just good at the stupid little boxing system by that time, and I was able to use that. But I don't think he beat me more than once or twice before I got him. But the rest of it, like the infiltration missions, the random like gang members that you can roll up on and find creative ways to destroy and kill, I liked all that. I hated the storyline. I hated the forced linearity of the storyline. I hated 90% of the characters that were presented. Like, you watched me play a lot of Cyberpunk, right? Was there a standout character in that game to you? Like, in terms of like somebody that you found interesting? There was one for me.
Yeah.
Johnny Silverhand.
Yeah.
I liked, say what you want, I know it became a meme. I liked his story better than the story of the protagonist in the fucking game. Like, I liked learning about Johnny Silverhand's shit. I liked Keanu's portrayal of him. Was there anybody in the fucking game that you were like, oh, I want to see what happens with this character?
Some of the romance characters were cool, but again, the problem with it is it didn't warn you that a romance was incompatible before you started it.
That was weird. In a world where it was very progressive, like people can be whatever they want, like total transhumanism is possible. And there were these locked off relationships, and I'm just like, why not just make everybody poly?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like it led to a really weird thing. I was like, in these games, when it's presented to me, I hardly ever pursue the gay relationship. And I think that's a reflection of the shame that I felt when I was younger about my own homosexual feelings and shit, right? So I'm going to go for the gay relationship in this because I figured there would be one.
Yeah.
And
No.
there isn't.
There's a female gay relationship,
Yep.
but not a male gay relationship.
Right. And so, like, I go through this whole fucking thing that really honestly feels like dating with this character. What was his name?
Goddamn.
I can't remember anyway. Phoenix. No, it wasn't Phoenix.
River.
River. You're right. And it was just like, all right, I'm going to fuck River. And so I go through this whole thing that really does feel like dating. I meet his whole family and shit, his little nieces and nephews, and he invites me over for dinner, and I help him cook dinner. And then he's like, hey, man, let me take you to a really pretty spot so we can look at the city. I don't show many people this. And I'm like, oh, it's about to go down with River. And he takes me up to this, like, love nest that he's made for himself that has this beautiful view of the city. And I'm sitting there next to him all close, and we're having this real intimate conversation. I get the option, like, go in for the fucking sex time or whatever. And he's like, whoa, bro, no offense, but I just don't get down that way. I was like, what? I just got up and left, and I never spoke to River again. I was like, fuck you then. Dude, this whole thing was a waste of my time.
It's like there should be some sign that he's not interested in it at some point along that journey.
Yeah. Like, hey, I've noticed you tossing me some vibes sometime, and I just want to, like, say, hey, I just want to be friends. I don't get down that way. Like, let me know halfway through.
Yeah.
Don't let me get to the end where I try and fucking butt fuck River and have him just go like, despite all the vibes I've been tossing you, no, bro. No. I'm not like that. It's like... So I really hated pretty much all the story. I liked the, like, job people. Like the different, what are they called? Fixers or whatever.
Yeah.
But there wasn't enough development of them.
Yeah.
You got an
told you constantly.
Yeah, well, that was the problem. Is like I would have liked to see more face-to-face meetings with those, and because some of the most interesting characters were like the leader of the, like, Hispanic gang that was like a priest, and he would be like, Senor, it is time for you to cleanse another hive of atheism and whatever the fuck, for God, take your that. I wanted to meet that guy and interact with that guy, but they're just like phone calls. You get an insinuation of what they're like, and instead you're dealing with these people that you're not really all that interested in. Like, what's her name? The chick that's supposed to be the big romance in the game. The Outlander chick or whatever.
Yeah, the one that was with Johnny.
Yeah. No, well, hold on, no.
You can romance her.
Yeah. You're talking about Rogue.
Yeah, Rogue.
I'm talking about the other one, the one that was like the fucking lived with the rebels out in the desert.
I keep thinking of Pavarti, but that's Outer Worlds.
She was basically Pavarti.
Yeah. What is going on?
Did we get a Deliv?
I don't know.
I can't remember what her name was. But yeah, she just sucked. Her whole fucking thing sucked. Her whole story arc was just lame. Didn't make a whole lot of sense from the jump. It just didn't make sense. Oh, Pan Am, yeah. There's even one point when Pan Am is like, listen, I'm totally down to get fucking freaky. But the point is like, but let's wait till an indeterminate plot point happens before we do it, okay? It's like, why? Like, what is this game? Haha. Dude, if you end everything that you fucking type with haha, you need to break that tick, dude. That's what happens when you come back from a timeout and start bitching about it, bro. See you later. You either come back from the timeout and learn, or you get fucking nuked. You're lucky you got a warning. I've got a no fuck around policy here in Highdeology, for those that don't know. I think it's incumbent upon me to talk about it every once in a while. It's very simple. I don't have time to fuck around with people who are here to troll or waste time and shit. And if you do it, you're gone. So if you don't know how to follow the flow of conversation, if you don't know how to introduce interesting topics, I recommend you just kick back and chill and listen. And let the people that know how to do that type of shit do it. I had a girlfriend who would ask me if something was wrong if I didn't end every text with some kind of positive faux punctuation, like an emoji with the tongue sticking out or whatever, or like a heart or like a whatever. Yeah, I've never been in that kind of a situation. I've definitely dated people who are younger than me who have probably an expectation of better contact via phone and shit, but I'm very cursory via text, and I just kind of explain it to people. Oh my fucking God, dude. Next time you see the rules posted, read them, Finn. Emojis are weird. Yeah. Emojis equal weird. All the single ladies, 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 all the single ladies. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why is that song in my head? Emojis are the new lingua franca. Change my mind. I don't even know what that is, bro, so sure. There are some off-putting things that have developed, like, that I guess seem to be kind of normalized. Ending everything that you say with a lol, a ha ha, or some kind of thing like that. It's super off-putting to me. As an older person, I just don't fucking get it. Trust me, I get those expressions, but back when I was using them on the internet, it was actually meant to denote that you were laughing your ass off or whatever the fuck. And now lol has become just like a little fucking punctuation mark, and that bothers me. Because it used to be something you typed real quick while you were busting a gut over something somebody said or did. And now it's like awkward punctuation. And I feel the same way about emojis. Like when I text Amelia, I throw emojis in there. I throw her a heart or a blowing a kiss emoji or whatever. Because I think it's cute. But Excuse me. I'm burpy today. What's for dinner tonight? I have no idea, man. We'll see when the time comes for that. I can't even think about food right now, man. Don't make me sick. I don't want to eat right now. I'm not here for the food right now. Oh. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, what the fuck is wrong with me? Get Beyonce out of my head, please. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you later.